Hi, this is my random recipes. I'm Lisa. Welcome to my channel. My channel has grown a bit since I last shared a backstory on why I started this channel in the first place. I decided it was a good time to fill you in on where this all began. Back during the lockdown, I got bored. I pulled out all the random recipes I had around my house and turned them into a digital cookbook, hence the name My Random Recipes. Then later, out of frustration, the project I had been working on for a really long time was not coming along as quickly as I had hoped. I thought to myself, what's something I can do right here, right now, with the resources I have available to me to help better prepare me for my project when it does come to fruition? I really struggle with technology. I don't like having my picture taken, and it's a very common phobia to not like public speaking. So I figured a YouTube channel would be a really good way to help me get better at all three. So here I am, over 2.5 years into my channel. I am systematically working my way through my cookbook. Right now, I'm working my way through the cookies. Today's recipe is kind of an old-timey recipe. I got this recipe out of a container of oatmeal. It's called Choc-Oat-Chip Cookies. Somebody was being very creative when they came up with that name. I think this is just an old recipe for oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. I have, of course, had oatmeal chocolate chip cookies before. I don't know if I've ever had this particular recipe before. But either way, I'm willing to give it a try. Let's make some cookies. Put the camera down so you get to see what I'm doing. Got the big bowl today again. We're starting off with our wet ingredients. We're going to start off with 1 cup of shortening. Then we have 1 3/4 cup of brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of regular granulated sugar. And I'm going to mix those together. Well, this isn't completely smooth, but it's well on its way. So I'm going to add my eggs now. So we're going to add 2 eggs to this. And then a second egg. And a little bit more wet ingredients to add. So this is 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 2 tablespoons of milk. We'll finish creaming these together. So those are our wet ingredients. I'm going to set those aside. Now we're going to start with our dry ingredients. Then we have 2.5 cups of oats that are uncooked. You can use old-fashioned or you can use quick cooking. Either one will be fine. I'm going to add in 1 3/4 cups of flour. And give that a little bit of a stir just to combine a little bit. And then we're going to add in a teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Mix those again. So I am going to begin combining these to the wet ingredients. Put in some of the flour oat mixture and some more. And some more still. I think I'll add the last of it. I think I'm going to go with my hands. I'm going to make sure to get the flour fully incorporated. Kind of a soft cookie dough. We're just about mixed. Got 2 more things to add. We're going to add 1 cup of nuts of your choice. They are optional. You don't have to add nuts if you don't want. And 2 cups of chocolate chips. These are Nestle's Toll House semi-sweets. You want to fold those in at the end. All right. Lots of chocolate chips in this. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to start portioning out my cookies. This says that we're supposed to drop by rounded tablespoonfuls to ungreased cookie sheet. I'm going to do them by hand, my go-to method. This is supposed to make about 5 dozen. Okay, so those are kind of squeezed in there, the last couple especially. They have 2 different baking times for me. This gets baked at 375 degrees. We can do either 9 to 10 minutes for chewy cookies or 12 to 13 minutes for crisp cookies. I'm going to do the crisp cookies for this particular batch, and then I'll do the 9 to 10 for the other batch. That'll give me time to get the rest of the cookies portioned out. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven Again, it's 375 degrees. I'll be right back. Here we go with the second batch. This looks like a lot of cookie dough. There may be more than 2 batches. Last couple on that last tray were pretty squished together. They may end up growing together when they bake. It's almost like there's more stuff than cookie. I have a little bit extra, so I'm going to have to use a small tray to use up the rest of it. Cookies are all done. I'll turn the camera down so you can see what I've got. I did 3 different times. I did 12 to 13 minutes. I did the second batch at 9 to 10 minutes, and I had the few little I had 6 extra cookies that I put on a small tray, and I did them in I split the difference, and so I did them like 11 minutes. I'm gonna turn these down so you can see. These are batch number 1. These are the ones I did a little bit longer. This is batch number 2. These were the softer ones, and this is the small batch that's in the middle. So I kind of did in between. I bring in some milk. We're going to do milk and cookies today. So I have to have one from each plate. They did kind of grow together, so they're kind of have square edges on some of them. So that's the most done. This is the middle done, and the least done. So we'll start off with the most done ones, since I've had the time to cool the most, and these will be the crunchier of the 3. Go ahead and taste it without the milk. It is definitely crispy. It's kind of chewy. That's from the oatmeal. Let's try it with some milk. They're good. I like them. So now the number 2. It has a nice big pecan right there on the top. The chocolate is still gooey. These are good cookies. The milk again. Now the softest ones, they all kind of spread a little bit. Of the 3, I do like the crispier ones the best. The flavor is the same either way. It's a textures thing. Try some milk for this one. Milk and chocolate's a good choice. These are good. I like them. Lisa approved. Now, oatmeal can get a bad rap at times. It's been around forever. I mean, I looked online and they say 30,000 years when they first started using oatmeal in a porridge. But then people realize it's inexpensive, it's healthy, and it'll make a resurgence and come back for a while at least. I think it's just one of those foods that's never really going to completely go away. I've always liked oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, but then I like chocolate. And next time I'll be all about chocolate. Next time I will be doing a 3-for-1. I have 3 different recipes for the same type of cookie, and I want to make them side by side so I can make a fair comparison. I will include the ingredients and the preparation for the Choc-Oat-Chip Cookies in the description below. If you have any questions or other feedback for me, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I really do love hearing from you. I like hearing what you have to say. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. It helps my channel to continue to grow. Thank you for joining me on my adventure as I explore the great, big, wide world of cookies. I will see you again next time. Bye.